Hello everyone. Hi. Bet you don't know who this is, right? Didn't know it was me, did you? I knew it, yeah. Surprise, surprise. Well, I'm out for another, one of my legendary walks. Now, the thing is, I started out walking, headed for this lake here, and I started out walking and had my cell phone in my pocket and everything, and before I got within 2 blocks, I felt I had to check my cell phone. Because you have to check your cell phone every few minutes. I mean, you have to. You're compelled to. You must. And so I checked it, and it was like dead. And I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And it seems the battery died. I didn't recharge it today. So I'm out for a walk, and I don't have my cell phone, or I do, but it's non-functional. How will I live, people? How will I live? Okay, so yeah. And then, I walked for a few more blocks. I'm thinking, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to go back home. I don't have my cell phone. What if I want to make an instant video? What if I want to call somebody? What if somebody calls me? What if I want to post something on Facebook? And then I remembered that I have my Sony camcorder. Here's the case. And I'm using my Sony camcorder right now to record this video. But my Sony camcorder doesn't have internet access. It doesn't. It's just a camera. You remember when just having a camera was really cool? You didn't need all that other stuff. Well, like yesterday, and I was out at this very same lake yesterday, and I went for a long walk yesterday, a very long walk. You may have seen the video of Beth's Burger Bar. I went to Beth's Burger Bar, and then after that I left and I came across the street and I came over here to this lake, and there was a guy here fishing, young guy. He's like 24 years old. I found out his name was Ashley, and we talked for a while, and I told him how I'd made a video here before because I saw gators in this lake. He said he had seen a gator. We walked around, but we couldn't find the gator that he had seen. And, of course, without having a camera, what's the purpose of finding the gator? You got to have that camera, man. You got to record everything. This guy's on TikTok. I never been on TikTok before, and I'm really not interested in it. But his name is Ashley. His name is Ashley. Like I said, he's like 24 years old, maybe, just a young guy. And but we started talking. I told him I've been on YouTube since the dawn of civilization, and Facebook and all that stuff. We talked for a while. We walked around looking for gators, couldn't find any, and neither one of us made any video of that, which is like miraculous. I mean, that's totally miraculous. I mean, wow, how could that not happen? So anyway, I'm out here. Ooh, there's an airplane. Look, you see how it is? When you got a camera, you got to record everything. Right? Where'd the plane go? I just saw it. There it goes. There's an airplane. That'll be me headed to Columbus, Ohio for the space convention in like 3 weeks. So, Lorna, Justin, and I have a table at the space convention. And guess what we'll be doing there? We'll be making a video. We're going to make a video to put on YouTube. We're going to make it live there at the well, we're going to record it, but it's going to be, there might be some live videos from space, but from space, yeah, the final frontier. By golly, William Shatner went up in space, and he was like, oh, I can't believe it. It's like you're going up, and all of a sudden everything's black. It's like, whoa! But I don't think that's what Bob Corby, he's the guy that puts on space. Sort of a comic book legend and a great guy, and I don't think that's what he's thinking when he puts on the Space Con. It stands for Small Press and Alternative Comics Expo. So yeah. Okay, since we're here at the lake, and since I do have a camera, let's take a quick look. Really quick. Any gators? Any gators? Let me know if you see one. Quick! 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 Huh? No gators? Okay. Well, let me tell you something. When, you know, I got a few blocks down, I'm walking, right? I'm walking. And I kept wanting to reach for my phone. I mean, because, like, walking is not, it's not enough. You can't just walk and enjoy the world, enjoy nature. You got to break out that phone, man. It doesn't matter. You can't, if you're driving, if you're riding the bus, whatever it is, it's not the same. You're missing something if you don't break out that phone. Everybody knows that. Now, what I'm wondering is how people lived before they had this technology. You know? What has happened is we have a civilization of people with incredibly short attention spans. And I'm telling you, I was on the edge. I was on the edge once I realized I didn't have the phone. And I had it, but it didn't work. That was even worse, because you have it, but it's not working. That was like awful. It's like, so, yeah. Anyway, I do have this camera. So, but you know, there was a time when I didn't have a camera, and I didn't have a cell phone. And in fact, there was a time when there were no cell phones. And I was alive during this history of the United States, of the world. I was alive. I used to go for walks, and I was totally attuned to nature. I looked at nature, and I wasn't like looking at nature and then looking back at the lens to see how I look in the camera, and then looking back at nature. I mean, and then you gotta have a picture of it. You gotta share it with everybody else. Otherwise, it's not, you know, you're missing something. You're missing part of the great life experience. But actually, I think having all this technology and having all these devices, you know, everywhere you go, everybody looking at the freaking phone, looking at their phone, looking at their phone. Like I say, even this camcorder, this is a great camcorder. It's got a killer zoom in. Let's just zoom in on anything, something, okay? Now, this camcorder is like 8 years old, but it's still great. I'm not looking for anything as specific. I'm just saying this camera has a great zoom lens. And you might see it. Steve, there's an alligator headed your way, but I can't see it yet, right? But anyway. So, this lake goes on apparently for several miles. I'll have to do some adventuring down that way. Yeah, I still got that on my hand. My hand is like 95% healed from the accident I had where the car hit the bicycle. But anyway, it's almost completely healed. I'm just making sure I'm going to wear this and keep it in place for a few more days. I got a doctor appointment on Wednesday. And these are things that are important. I have a doctor appointment on Wednesday. Now, I mean, I've been to the dentist, I've been to the doctor, and I had to break out my cell phone and record the experience. I had to share it. I had to share it with the world. Had to share it. So I knew people wanted to see it. At least I thought they should see it. If they really wanted to see it, but I mean, like, nobody demanded to be. Steve, can you send me a picture of you're laying in the dentist chair and we can see up your nostrils and your mouth is wide open and your gums are bleeding and, you know, they're drilling and all that. Can you send us a video of that? That'd be great. 10 stars. Okay. Well, I got my head back home now. I got to work tomorrow. Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, I got up this morning. You know, I got up this morning and my car is paid off. And I've been waiting all along. I've been saying, well, the car is magnificent. It's a 2015 Hyundai Accent. And to be as old as it is, it's in terrific shape. It's the best car I've ever owned. Only once before today had it ever left me stranded. But it left me stranded at home. God was watching out for me. He said, instead of breaking it down on the side of the road, we're going to have you break down at home. So I'm out front and the car won't start, nothing. And so I called AAA. And let me tell you something about AAA. AAA, they are definitely angels from heaven. Angels from God. And but that particular time, the first time, the car didn't start. It took 2 hours for them to show up. It's okay because I was at home. I wasn't stranded along the side of the road anywhere. But this morning, the same thing happened. I put the key in and it click, nothing. It wouldn't turn over. It wouldn't do anything. Nothing lit up on the dashboard. I'm like, oh, bummer. And then the first thing I'm thinking is, I got to work tomorrow morning. If this car doesn't start, I'm gonna have to walk to work. That's about 2 miles. And that's what I was thinking. Entirely selfish thoughts about, you know, how inconvenient it would be for me. But anyway, I thought, well, I'll leave it alone. I got to work tomorrow, but I'm off Tuesday. Maybe Tuesday I'll call there's a place down the street that repairs cars. I can call them and they can tow it in. But then I thought, yeah, I got AAA. So I went inside and I called AAA, and bless their hearts, angels from heaven. He said, the guy says, he calls me back, I'll be there in 20 minutes. I'm like, yes. And then I'm thinking, I just got a battery a year and a half ago. AAA they gave me a free battery because I have AAA, and it's under warranty. I know that it was under a 3-year warranty. I checked it out, and it's been like a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years, and it's still under warranty, man. Anyway, the guy shows up. He looks at the car, he checks the battery, he calls his superiors, and these are guys up in heaven. These are heavenly people who make things happen. And they said, yes, it's under warranty, give him another battery free. So they did. They gave me a free battery, another free battery with another 3-year warranty. So the car's a 2015, so it's what, 7-8 years old now. But it's been the best car I ever owned. And this car had only, like I say, 8 years old with only 61,000 miles on it. Because I don't travel all over the country. Only one time I drove up North Carolina and back, and that was it. But other than that, I just drive around town. You know, like these legendary old people, when you buy a car and they say, well, it was owned by a little old lady and a little old man before, and all they did was take it to the grocery store and back, so it's in great shape. Of course, they lie all over the place. You know, they just want to say that car. 2 weeks later, it starts breaking down. But no, this guy was cool with me, and he couldn't stop laughing the whole time. I can't help it. I'm a happy guy. What do you want? He says, I can't believe you're in such good humor about this. It's life. It happens, you know. He says, I have people that car break, and they say, oh, this is a car is a piece of shite. And it's just I hate this car. I hate it. You know, why do they call AAA? If you hate the damn car, leave it beside the road and go buy you another car. I love my car, old as it is, and it needs a paint job. The front bumper is loose, has been loose for at least 5 years. The bumper popped out. I popped it back in. There's 2 bolts that hold it on the front on either side, and both of those bolts are stripped out. So sometimes the side of the car, right there where the bolts are, will pop out, and I have to pop it back in. And I do this every day before I get in the car. I check the front bumper, and you know, if it's popping out, I pop it back in on both sides, and then I drive to work, and that's it. So anyway, the car has broke down, but not really broke down. Just didn't start twice because both times the battery was dead. The car has been awesome. Another of my first thoughts this morning was that, okay, I've said once this car starts breaking down, which by the way, the car is completely paid off. I haven't made a car payment in months, and that's another reason, you know, I'm not in a big hurry to trade it in. I like not having car payments. You know, the car is low mileage considering it's an older car, but where was I going with it? Oh yeah, I said if it starts really breaking down a lot and it's costing me money, like, you know, if they tow it in and they say, well, it's going to be $1,500 to repair it, forget it. Tow it back to the Ford place where I bought it, even though it's a Hyundai, and I'll trade it in. I'm not going to trade it in until it's really giving me problems. In fact, I was looking at Ed, the owner of the house where I live. You know, he gave me the address and the phone number of a body shop near here, and the body shop to paint the car because the paint's, you know, peeling, looks terrible, and can also fix that front bumper problem. You can fix that, 300 bucks, whatever, but be well worth it if I'm going to keep the car. And I do intend to keep the car, so that's something I'm looking at. All right, have you guys had enough of this? Yeah, I keep looking behind me. It ain't no, I'm not even looking hard for gators anymore because they're hard to find these days. But I do check. I do look. You know, is there one out here? If I happen to be at a lake, you know, is there a gator? Nah. Well, what else is new? Sometimes you get lucky and you catch one. Now, if one catches you, you might get unlucky. But so far, knock on the air, that hasn't happened. Okay, I'm gonna head on back. This is great exercise. I've been walking every day. You know, since I've been. Since they cut my hours drastically at work and I'm retired. I worked 2 days last week. I'm working tomorrow, but not scheduled to work for another week after tomorrow. That's cool. I like having this time off. I like going for walks. You know, I like being out in nature. You know, stop by Beth's Burger Bar, have a burger and a beer. I mean, that's nice. Life is good. I'm happy. And even this morning, a miracle, my car wouldn't start. Well, I'm walking a lot, so it's not a big deal. But I didn't want to walk 2 miles to work. I'd rather drive a car. I mean, come on, gotta give me that, you know. But it's a good day. And I'm coming out of these this little wooded area here. It looks like the lake. Lake is back there. A lot of trees, more trees and bushes and stuff. And this is the way out right here. So I'm headed out of here. Yep, headed out. Going to head on back. I don't know if you guys enjoyed this video or not. If you did enjoy the video, you can PayPal me $150. No, I'm just kidding, but if you did enjoy the video, check back. You know, subscribe and all that stuff. I appreciate it. Comment, you know, that's what people want. People on YouTube and everywhere. Rate, subscribe, comment. Yeah. If you do any of that, even if you do one of those, even if you don't, I'm glad you watched. Have a beautiful day, my friends. It's a beautiful world. That's for darn sure.